new trophies from Sumy serve as a reminder of the ineffectiveness of Western high-tech aid to Ukraine. What this time easily fell into Russian hands? On the tough and challenging battlefield of the Sumy region, the 22nd Motorized Rifle Regiment of the Sever Group of Forces achieved a significant strategic milestone that cannot be underestimated. They successfully seized a number of advanced military equipment previously used by Ukrainian forces. Among the spoils were 2 M1 Abrams tanks, 2 International Max Pro armored personnel carriers, 1 Stryker armored combat vehicle, and 1 Challenger armored recovery vehicle. This success is not merely about capturing heavy equipment, but also reflects the dynamics and complexities of the ongoing battles in the area. All of these armored vehicles were subsequently evacuated by Russian forces as part of their operation on the front lines, marking a significant step forward in their territorial control efforts. However, what concerns many is how such valuable and advanced military equipment was left behind so easily by Ukrainian forces. Let's know the speculation deeper. The M1 Abrams main battle tank is one of the heaviest and most advanced tanks in the world, known for its strong armor protection, high mobility, and deadly weaponry. However, in the context of the ongoing battle in Ukraine, this tank is facing unprecedented challenges. According to a report by Military Watch magazine, the Ukrainian army has lost approximately 87% of its total M1A1 Abrams tanks. This figure highlights the difficulties of maintaining and operating these tanks in intense, high-pressure combat conditions. One of the main weaknesses of this tank is its large size, which makes it less agile and more vulnerable on challenging battlefields such as dense forests, urban areas, and muddy terrain. The Abrams' size and weight, which reach several tons, provide maximum protection for its crew, but also create obstacles in terms of mobility and fuel consumption. The operation in Ukraine marks the first high-intensity combat experience for the Abrams against an equally capable adversary, and the operational challenges faced, along with the losses incurred, have prompted critical evaluations of this tank's effectiveness in modern warfare. One particular vulnerability that has come into focus is the tank's roof, which is susceptible to drone attacks. In modern warfare, drones have become essential tools capable of striking from angles that conventional weapons cannot reach. Coordinated and precise drone strikes can exploit weak points on armored vehicles, including the roof, which is relatively thinner compared to the sides and front of the tank. Footage from near the front line in Sumy shows 2 M1A1 Abrams tanks left in relatively intact condition, raising a significant question: were the tanks severely damaged, or did they simply run out of fuel? The Abrams tank is known for its high fuel consumption, which can be a major obstacle in prolonged operations in challenging terrain with logistical difficulties. In addition, there are other issues that impact the effectiveness of these tanks, such as the vulnerability of their electronic components to condensation and high humidity, as well as susceptibility to anti-tank fire from Russian forces. A shortage of high-explosive 120mm shells also presents a problem for the Abrams and other main battle tanks supplied by Western countries. This type of ammunition is crucial for penetrating the increasingly advanced armor of Russian armored vehicles. Without an adequate supply of this ammunition, a tank's ability to survive and engage effectively is significantly limited. Furthermore, the Abrams tank is known for being an expensive combat vehicle that requires specialized and intensive training for its crew, as well as complex and costly maintenance. All these factors pose significant challenges in the context of the ongoing battle in Ukraine, where the terrain, climate, and battlefield pressure differ greatly from previous operational environments. The reliance on complex logistics and the high fuel requirements make the Abrams vulnerable to supply disruptions, potentially forcing crews to abandon their vehicles on the battlefield. For Russian forces, Successfully capturing this military equipment marks a significant achievement in the Sumy region. But is Russia's success in Sumy limited to just armored vehicles? Russia has successfully seized several settlements in Sumy and received orders from the Kremlin to establish a buffer zone in the area as part of their strategy to secure the border region and control logistics routes. This success is not only about the equipment captured, but also demonstrates the Russian forces' ability to manage the battlefield and effectively exploit their opponent's weaknesses. The progress of Russian troops in Sumy has been quite significant and has drawn the attention of many parties. Information from various sources, including Deutsche Welle, reports that Russian forces launched a large-scale operation in the Sumy region, located in northern Ukraine. The Ukrainian regional military government confirmed that 4 settlements along the border are now under Russian control. Moscow is known to have concentrated its largest and most powerful forces on the Kursk front line, with over 50,000 soldiers gathered near the Sumy border. If the Russian forces succeed in opening a route to the large forested areas in the region, it will provide a major advantage for them, especially as a larger infantry force can dominate difficult terrain and exert significant pressure on Ukrainian defenses. In the context of the battle in Sumy, the terrain, dominated by forests and open land, presents challenges for heavy armored vehicles, such as Abrams tanks. This tough and hard-to-navigate terrain often becomes a trap for large vehicles, which are vulnerable to being trapped or becoming easy targets for infantry armed with portable anti-tank weapons. Russian forces, with their large infantry numbers and experience fighting in similar terrain, are able to exploit these conditions to hinder the movement of Ukrainian tanks and armored vehicles. The Russian forces have shown adaptability and effective strategy in countering modern military technology, while also demonstrating the importance of logistical readiness, terrain support, and mastery of battlefield tactics suited to real-world conditions. Success in Sumy is not just about seizing military equipment, but about how to manage and optimize their strengths to achieve strategic objectives in the ongoing conflict. From this story, how long can all the Western high-tech equipment hold out in Sumy? That's all for today's episode, and thanks for watching.